This is a new show on Apple TV, just launched, starring Hillary and Chelsea Clinton. Take a listen.
Chelsea follows rap music. She has ever since she was a little girl. But I kind of came to awareness of you with the Cardi B WAP.
I've always wanted to do a song with Cardi. As soon as she sent me the song, I think I sent it back to her like the next day. And it was just so exciting. The men, they seem so confident in what they're saying, and they don't have no problem with talking about their sexuality and how they're gonna have sex with you. So I was like, well, I could do that, and it's gonna sound fire coming from a woman.
It's great to see women be so kind of fierce.
That is my life's mission, to make sure that I'm always unapologetically me.
We need a doctor at the Daily Wire. I need immediate medical attention for the permanent cringe that is stuck on my face. I don't know that I have any hope of recovery. It's always so wonderful, wouldn't you say? A generic ethnic musician that we've cast, that we've obviously never heard of. Wouldn't you say it's so wonderful when women are fierce? Don't you think? Listen, I'm not the greatest hip hop aficionado, but by golly, my daughter Chelsea, she's totally down with the jive. Chelsea, come on, spit a few bars to our friend over here. It's so I am embarrassed for them, for Chelsea, and for Hillary, and for everyone involved in this show. There are too many shows. There are too many podcasts. There's too many digital shows. I'm calling for a complete and total shutdown on new digital content until we figure out what the hell is going on. They could have, Hillary and Chelsea could have walked in dressed as Steve Buscemi holding a skateboard and said, "How do you do, fellow aggrieved minorities?" Hey, yeah, isn't it so awful when the man keeps us down? And it would have read as more genuine and sincere. You want to know why people are fleeing this party? Maybe because you guys are so ludicrously out of touch that not a single normal person in America can possibly relate to you. A Texas teacher has just been fired, that's the good news, after telling students not to judge pedophiles. That's the bad news. That's the bad news for what the teacher was fired for. And they only found out because of a short social media video in which the teacher instructed the students not to judge pedos and instead to use the politically correct term, minor attracted persons.
Stop calling them that. You're not allowed to label people like that.
What?
Stop it, Diego.
Yeah, no,
we're not going to call them that. We're going to call them MAPs.
No.
Minor attracted persons.
No.
So don't judge people just because they want to have sex with a 5-year-old.
Don't judge people just because they want to have sex with 5-year-olds. Don't call them pedos. They are minor attracted persons. Once again, just have to remind people that the conservatives told you so, that the social conservatives and the traditionalists have been right about every single thing ever of all time. And at the time, whenever we say anything, we're told that we're crazy and hysterical and alarmist and we're falling into a slippery slope fallacy. And every single time on every single thing, we've been correct. I remember when I first encountered the term MAP, minor attracted person, some years ago. I thought it was a joke. It was in some article. They said they're going to start calling them minor attracted persons soon. And I said, actually, if you follow the logic of the libs, especially on the weird sex stuff, they probably will. And I mentioned this, and my friend said, "Oh, you're crazy. This is ridiculous. You're hysterical." They are now using, even if it started out as a joke, they are now using this term earnestly. So the school fired her, and the woman's 53 years old, and the school said, "Look, we looked into this. We gave her the benefit of the doubt. We thought maybe she was being sarcastic. We did everything we could, but there have apparently been other incidents and things that have not been disclosed to the public." And the school board just said, they voted unanimously. They said, "We got to get rid of this lady." Of course. Now, the thing you got to ask yourself is, what's wrong with her argument? We all know that pedophilia is disordered. We have every right to judge pedophilia. Pedophiles should be certainly discouraged from pursuing their desires or stating their desires, or that is the sort of thing that, if anything should be stigmatized, it should be that. But what's wrong with her argument? Her argument is that pedophiles are born this way, right? They're born with their desire to have sex with children. And I guess the science is open about this. I don't know. It's hard to imagine why someone would choose to be a pedophile. They might become a pedophile through acculturation or some trauma that they've gone through. But that still wouldn't be their choice, right? It's hard to imagine why someone would choose to become a pedophile. So they didn't choose it. They were born this way, or it happened to them without their consent. So then why should it be stigmatized? They had no choice. And in our culture, consent and choice is the only thing that we're told that really matters. So why? And unfortunately, we all know, I think it's still too far for the conservatives to adopt a kind of permissive attitude toward minor attracted persons. But the conservatives have bought this argument on so many other issues. Well, you can't judge people for this, that, or the other thing. Well, if it's innate, if it's natural, if it's come to them through acculturation, that's okay. As long as it's just a desire that they're not acting out on children, that let's say they're just looking at pornography, or they're just coming up with fantasies, or let's say they've just got an interest group. What was the one in NAMBLA, the man-boy love group? If they're just advocating for it, then, that's their right to do that. No, of course, that's insane, of course. The conservative argument is, nope, that desire is disordered. It should not be tolerated at all. Even as a desire, it should be deeply stigmatized, and anyone who feels it in any way should keep their mouth shut about it. Okay, and we should absolutely call pedos and not let them near our kids, right? That's the norm. But for the people who buy the language of choice and consent and liberalism and this, it's hard to see why it's wrong. Go to epicwill.com, use promo code Knowles. There's a story we've been following at the Daily Wire. An actress just died unexpectedly, and she did not leave a will. And as a result of this, she left her 20-year-old son, not only to obviously be grieving his mother, but to be filing all the court papers to try to control her estate. It's just an absolute mess. A lot of people don't have wills. They don't think about it. Don't let that be you, okay? Head on over to epicwill.com to get it taken care of. Sweet little Elisa and I just got our wills squared away very recently. And you just have to do it, okay? Do you want your kids to have to deal with that? Do you want, I don't know, the government to come in and decide what happens with your kids or with your stuff? Absolutely not. Take 5-10 minutes, square this thing away. You go to epicwill.com, use promo code Knowles, save 10% on Epic Will's complete will package. That's epicwill.com, promo code Knowles. Head on over there right now, save 10%. You can square away your whole estate. You can do it very, very quickly, but get it done. epicwill.com, promo code Knowles. I'm so glad you liked that clip. Now, ring that bell, subscribe, get the notifications. We'll see you next time.